Let's talk a little Georgia recruiting. We got elite recruits in Athens as a top 10 showdown with Ole Miss is on tap. Some emerging names. Georgia, they missed on Jared Dowdy, the offensive tackle to Bama, so UGA still looking for some help in the trenches. They're bringing in a JUCO offensive tackle this weekend, Steve.
Yeah, Jermaine Mitchell will be in town. Georgia offered in early September, and obviously with their pedigree, the way that they developed their offensive linemen, and the magnitude of the program, the Bulldogs already come into the weekend in really good shape for Jermaine Mitchell. If they're on the gas in this recruitment, you feel like they got a great shot to add him to a class that already ranks number 2 nationally.
All right, another emerging name, another September offer to Cali corner Rajon Duncan. Who's in it for him, and can Georgia pull him from the West Coast?
Well, he's a prospect that's really blown up this season. Georgia's offered. So is Ohio State, Oregon, and Colorado. Now, obviously, Georgia defensive backs coach Dante Williams has all the West Coast California ties and can help make those guys feel comfortable with trekking across the country. Kirby Smart is defensive back pedigree, the style of play. Again, the magnitude of Georgia football. They are a program to watch for the Washington commit. He was recently back on the Huskies campus, but he is at the very least keeping Georgia warm in his process.
All right. Now, let's get into it. 2027s, there's a couple number ones at their position. This is pretty cool. Number 1 offensive tackle Mark Matthews, number 1 tight end Brock Williams, number 1 linebacker Cooper Witten, all on campus together this weekend. Who does Georgia have a shot at landing?
Well, I think you look at Brock Williams, number 1 tight end in 2027. He's already visited Georgia a couple times, built a great rapport with Todd Hartley. No program develops the tight end position better right now than the Georgia Bulldogs, and he's got a lot of love for Athens. They're battling Ohio State and Texas at this point in his process, but Georgia has as good a shot as anybody to land Brock Williams. Mark Matthews has spent a lot of time at Miami. He's coming off a really good visit to Texas A&M. Notre Dame has gotten him to campus. Now it's Georgia's turn to host the number 1 offensive tackle in the rival rankings. And then Cooper Witten, NFL legacy. His dad, Jason Witten, is his high school coach, was a standout in the NFL, played at Tennessee, understands what the SEC is. No program doing a better job of having linebackers go to the pro ranks than the Georgia Bulldogs. So they got some built-in advantages for Cooper Witten. Now Clemson, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ohio State. Those are some of the other programs that he's very high on, the Texas Longhorns. But Georgia, Kirby Smart, what that represents, and that family and the football pedigree that they have, this is a very interesting visit this weekend between the hedges.
All right, who else should Dog fans be excited about this weekend?
There's some big rivalry games this weekend, some top 25 matchups, and you want to be there. No better place to buy your tickets than the Game Time app. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing ticket experiences, and it only takes a few simple clicks. The app is easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. That's why I use the Game Time app. It's super simple, and it makes the experience of buying great seats a breeze. And one of the coolest features I've seen is the Game Time lowest price guarantee. It's where Game Time will credit you 100% of the difference to guarantee you're getting the best lowest price if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere. So here's what we're going to do. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the promo code WILTFONG for $20 off your first purchase. That's Wiltfong, WILTFONG. Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Well, we know that Georgia loves big offensive tackle Joshua Sam Appel. He's back on campus this weekend. I like where Georgia stands early in his process. And the number 5 linebacker in the country, Jabaiah Smith, is another headliner at Georgia this weekend. They got several offered prospects on campus. 5-star quarterback Jared Curtis will be back. Yep. Many of the commits will be on campus. And this is a big game against Ole Miss. Georgia has to have it as they pursue an SEC championship and a good spot in the college football playoff. And we know that Georgia's always going to finish with the top 3 recruiting class because they've done it every single cycle since Kirby Smart's been the head football coach. This is the kind of weekend that can really get them off and running in 2027 with some of these elite players that are coming to soak it all in.